Welcome to Fred Achando Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Time is tickling so fast for William Samoei Ruto because 20th of March is running so fast for him. He is confused. He is also running out of options because he wasted time. When he had the opportunity to leave for Raila Odinga, he was still playing to the gallery. They all went to the churches together with his deputy Rigathi Gachagua, telling Raila that his maandamanos would yield to nothing. And they kept on asking, wakishazunguka watadu? That was the question. Even today, they still want to pretend and tell their supporters that they are in charge, that they are not afraid of Raila Odinga. But sources are leaked that are revealing that they are not sleeping. They are burning the midnight oil to strategize on how to deal with the Raila Azimio maandamanos. And the biggest in their head is the 20th that is coming. The biggest scare among all this is the fact that the security is divided right in the middle. Now look at what is reported in the Star, that members of the security agency are said to be sharply divided over a proposal by their bosses on how to deal with the planned Azimio's anti-government demonstrations. I want to stop from there. I want to stop there before I move on. I want you to take note of a proposal by their bosses on how to deal. You see, in the security sector, you don't have to question your boss. Whatever the boss says is alpha and omega. Yours is to say yes, sir. Now, if it is reported that they are divided on a proposal by their bosses, it means they have reached a situation where they are now questioning their bosses and they are telling them, sir, I respect you, but I don't think this will happen. That is the situation where we are, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to understand that because I know you all have brothers and sisters and relatives in the forces and even friends, and you understand that in the military or in the police, you don't have to question your boss. It is a salute and you say yes, sir. So for it to be reported that they are now, it is like they are defying. You don't have to question. Now it goes on to say that senior officials from the agency have reportedly been burning the midnight oil, discussing how to handle the situation. Let me stop there again. Why are they burning the midnight oil? Yet I thought that they didn't care whether Raila runs around the whole country. I thought they are trivial as the matter. I thought it would amount to nothing. Why is it now a concern? Why are they burning the midnight oil? Now let's move on. Their argument, let me just move on. Some security officials are said to have taken a strong stand that the demos should not be allowed at all. Their argument is that the demos will disrupt businesses, scare away investors, and even point the country in bad light, however peaceful they are. Others think Azimio should just be ignored, but the fear is that the coalition commands substantial support which cannot be wished away. So look at that. In the security circle, there are those who feel they are still led by tribal instincts, that maybe kwa sababu yeye ni Mkale or is affiliated to William Samoei Ruto, he feels that despite the fact that the freedom of picketing is entrenched into our constitution, they should not be allowed. In fact, what they are now proposing there is that they deal ruthlessly. You just, beat people around so that they don't demonstrate. Yet there are others who I feel are sober. They are saying we can just let them move on with their maandamanos. But the problem there they put that Azimio controls a substantial support base that they cannot wish away. You see, for those who have followed this channel for long, I have said, and you remember I said one day that the vice chairman of the Jubilee Party had one day warned William Samoei Ruto that If he ascends to power, he should not even decide or dream or think or attempt of investigating William Samoei Ruto, because if he does, things will get thicker for him. And it seems that William Ruto did not listen to this. You cannot mess up with the Raila Amolo Odinga. You cannot mess up with the coalition, with the Azimio coalition. If you're watching our channel, ladies and gentlemen, kindly subscribe, click the notification bell, and like our videos. Now, I will tell you only 3 points why it is very difficult to deal with Azimio, why the security is divided, not just divided, but sharply divided in the middle. Before we do that, let's go to what they're saying, that if we go to the streets, it will paint the country in bad pictures. So what? There are people who are going without food. So should we pretend that the economy is doing well? You see, this is what we have been saying, that we want to play to the gallery. We want the international community to feel that everything is okay. We want other African countries to feel that everything is okay. We don't want to expose that there's a lot of drought, unemployment, shortage of food, insecurity. You know what the security officers are now telling us is that we should suffer in silence so that the other nations, when the other nations look at us, they think that Kenya is good. It is not. We should go out there and, wash our dirty linens in public. Why should we pretend? When someone says that when we demonstrate we are going to paint Kenya in bad faith, how much is that compared to election rigging? Ladies and gentlemen, these are the reasons why the security could be divided as we speak. Number one, Ruto has been in power for only 6 months. We went for our election in August last year, and you know how it dragged until it ended in the courts, and then Ruto was sworn in. And Uhuru Kenyatta, who is also a member of Azimio, the former president whom they have been frustrating, had been the commander-in-chief for 2 terms, 10 good years. It means whether it is recruitment and promotions, he was in charge. And so you cannot delink all the network that he left behind with only 6 months. There are those who are still loyal to Uhuru Kenyatta. The constitution mandates them to salute the current president, but within their heart they are still loyal to Uhuru Kenyatta. In fact, it is being reported that the other day when they arrested or detained Fred Matiang'i, Uhuru Kenyatta himself made a call and said that if you take 1 more minute detaining my minister, then I'll come there myself. And the security officers thought of the kind of humiliation and altercation that will be there when they are now, because you see, they had said that Raila Amolo Odinga was not going to go into the DCI headquarters. So they were wondering how they would even block an immediate former president, and they decided that the things are going to be more serious. So this network, ladies and gentlemen, is still there. I don't know whether they take it seriously. And it is the reason why anytime they want to ambush Fred Matiang'i in his current home to arrest him, information leaks to him. A phone call. Boss, we have been sent to come to you. And they don't find him. And this network is still going to give them headache. When the security is divided, ladies and gentlemen, this operation will be very difficult. You know what happened in 2007? When you charge some security officer to go and deal with the demonstrators, they tell them, please just demonstrate, but msiharibu vitu. Number 2, these are our brothers and sisters, the security men and women, and they know the situation in the country. They could be on a monthly salary, but they've got sisters and brothers and cousins and fathers and mothers who are going hungry every day, who keep on calling them every end month, nitumie kakitu. They are also tired. They were not imported from the US or Uganda. They've been in Kenya. We live with them. We share the same rural suburbs. And so you cannot just force them to go and beat those who are demonstrating because they want the cost of living to come down. because they are fighting for electoral justice. And this is the reason why they are defying, blatant defiance. This is what is happening. Even with them, they know that there are reforms that are supposed to take place, but they understand that they will not take place because there is lack of money. Today, Maraga is chairing a committee, a panel that is looking into the affairs of the police service, the Kenya Forestry, and the prison service. They will give a good report, but as long as there is no money because of corruption, because of all this, I'm telling you that nothing will get better. So these people know what is happening. Number three, they also know why we got ourselves into this situation. You see, apart from the fact that they're security men and women, they also have political allegiances. It's only that their work calls upon them to be neutral. But they know that there was rigging. They know that the victory of someone was stolen. And so when they look at the situation and they are charged, they are in a meeting and they are told, we should not allow Azimio to go on demonstration. You see, they feel this is the height of provocation. And they also understand that it is entrenched within the constitution. How do you defy a constitution? Because it will be tantamount to mutilating the same constitution. So they understand. They know that people woke up to go and vote. And they had hopes. I can assure you that there are people who are prepared for a Raila presidency within the forces. They knew. But for some reasons, Raila was never declared. And they are pained even themselves. Let me tell you something. When you see those men and women in uniform, you think they don't have feelings. You think they are not human beings. You think they enjoy the running battles and beating their brothers and sisters. No, it is not. And this is the reason why they express and manifest blatant defiance. That is the reason why their bosses can tell them something and they say, no, I don't think that will work. And the last one, ladies and gentlemen, is that the situation where we are in, you will be charged on duty as a group. And when the demonstrations go on and they're running battles and you kill someone, with the era of our phones, and you know these days someone can just take a photo or a video how you are torturing someone. Days later, when things come to calm, then the human rights start following you. You will take personal responsibility. You will not say that I killed because William Ruto told me. You will not say that I killed because the Inspector General or Japheth Koome sent me. You will take personal responsibility. And this is why they are very careful. They are very cautious to move on with caution on what to do. They don't just want to take blatant orders that you go and do this, you go and do this, because they know that when all is said and done, the bosses will now calm themselves into their offices and they will start taking the responsibility themselves. So with this, I can assure you that they will still go to the drawing board. 20th is drawing very near, and I told you, for those who follow this channel, that 20th is the United Nations recognized day for World Happiness Day. People are supposed to be happy, and this is the reason why Raila chose the day when people are supposed to be happy, to show the whole world that there is nothing to be happy about in Kenya. That is the day when people are sitting down, burning the midnight oil to come up on how they are going to beat their fellow Kenyans. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is not very easy. Let no one cheat you. The Kenya Kwanza team are all over the media, that you know there are machine guns within Statehouse, that you know the police. Let me tell you, these things have happened in other nations, and Kenya is no different. The only thing we pray for is that we get an amicable solution before it gets to the worst situation. I don't know what you think, but that is my take.